welcome back to another Project Pan video update. This is for the month of March in 2026. If you haven't been here before, my name is Taryn and I'm doing a Project Pan. I'm going to show you all of the empties that I have for the month of March, as well as new purchases and progress on some of these products. At the end, I'll also show you just the pile that I am going through. I feel like I made a little bit of progress this month. Let's go ahead and do empties first. First, I have 3 miniature toothpaste, little travel toothpaste. These are all Burt's Bees Enamel Care. I went through all 3 of these. A couple of shampoos, just little travel sizes. This is the Dove shampoo and then a Neutrogena Clean shampoo. I actually really like the Neutrogena Clean shampoo. I'm a fan of that one. 2 hair oils. The Moroccan hair oil, this one's completely empty. This one was Bio Silk and there wasn't very much left in there, but I did use it all up. Of the 2 of these, if I was to repurchase one, I would definitely repurchase the Moroccan oil. I love the way it smells. It's nice and slippery. I'm sure it has like all the silicones and all those things, but it smells really good. I managed to get through 2 of these Bath & Body Works Peach Bellini hand sanitizers. I used up this Estee Lauder Take It Away eye makeup remover. This stuff kind of made the skin around my eyes burn, so it's not something that I would recommend or repurchase. I managed to get through 3 of these Pharmacopoeia hand lotions. Honestly, I cannot wait to get back to my regular lotion, my Vaseline Cocoa Butter, because I feel like using all these different lotions that I'm trying to get through are just making my skin extra dry, and it's been a little bit of a struggle for me. So I'm really happy to be getting through this stuff. I love the way this stuff smells. This one is with shea butter, aloe vera, and chamomile extract. I did go through a bar of soap. So that was the Olay, I think like strawberries and cream or something like that. This tube here was lotion and I used it all up. I will probably hold on to this tube just so that I can refill it at a future date with different lotion that I like, but I just wanted to keep that to show you that I did go through this one. And this is just one that I carry in my purse. It's really easy to carry around. Another eye makeup remover I used, well actually 2 of them. I don't know if you remember, I had this itty bitty MAC. This was good for, I don't know, a few uses or something, and it was the one that has like the floating oil and the liquid. And this one, this is just a little Nalgene bottle that I have, but it did contain it was the Garnier Micellar water that removes waterproof makeup. And that's what I normally use to take off my mascara, but since I'm trying to use other things to get through, I don't have any more of that left. So that one is completely gone now. I also used up, and I cut it open, this was the Estee Lauder Multi-Action Foam Cleanser Purifying Mask. And I had to start a new one that I had on backup. Unfortunately though, it's not the same one. Anyhow, I did use this up, I scraped it out, and I could not believe how much product I was able to scrape out of this thing. I used it for probably, I don't know, like another 10 days or something like that. It was incredible how much I got out. And I'm telling you, I squished that bottle till I couldn't bend it anymore. I have a few more things here. These are from Miniso. They're cooling, cleansing mini wipes for body. So if you've never used those, there's 8 little wipes in here and they do leave like a cooling effect. So it's kind of nice if it's warm and you just kind of want to refresh and you just feel extra cool. I also used this little tablet of soft soap foaming hand soap, and you just fill it into your little pump dispenser. So I haven't used all of the soap, but I used the tablet, and so I decided to just throw it into my empties. I also used up more of these makeup remover wipes, and unfortunately I have accumulated more, so I need to start using those up. But with the eye makeup remover that I'm using right now, it doesn't really work to double up. At least I don't think it does, so I don't feel like I want to waste them. But I did go through 4 of these eye makeup removers. I really like these. These are from World Amenity, so it's just stuff that you get in the hotels, but I feel like these have a lot of liquid, whereas all the other ones I get don't have that much liquid in them to remove makeup. A little Colgate. This had 3 yards of dental floss. This is a little Colgate miniature travel floss, and I used that one up. Not a huge fan. I also finally finished this concealer. This was the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser. I recorded myself busting this thing open, and what I did was I transferred it to this little Bare Minerals container, and I used that for quite a while after. So I got every little bit out of here that I possibly could and used that all up. So if you saw my last month video, you saw that I purchased a new one, which is here, and I have started using that because I didn't have any backups for under eye concealer. Just about it for Empties. I'm gonna consider this an empty, even though it's not. It's just a little hair clip, but it's broken and it just kind of depletes the stash, the overstock that I have. So I'm considering that a win. I'm gonna take it. I do have a couple of purchases from this month. I think there were only 2. Last month was the Age Rewind, and this month I went to Mexico. I went to Mexico in March, and so I bought one more of these Prosa mascaras, and then I also bought this L'Oreal Elvive glycolic gloss, and this is like a hair cream. It's supposed to make your hair glossy. I don't know if it actually works, but it sure feels good in my hair. I'm sure it has some kind of like slip agent, some kind of silicone or something. It feels good and it smells good, so I put that on after I wash my hair before I dry it. I've been using this one. So this is a new purchase. I only got it because I was in Mexico, and if you've been online, you've seen these. I'm sure they've been around. So 2 Mexico purchases. Now I want to go ahead and get into these other products I've been using that I have been weighing. I have, to start off, let's do the CeraVe Facial Moisturizing Lotion, the SPF. I used 11.7 grams of this stuff this month. I'm down to 59.2 grams, and I would say it's getting pretty low. It's hard to tell because I feel like the bottle is pretty thick, so I'm guessing it's probably right around this range. It is pretty low, and I use that one every single day. CeraVe Facial Moisturizer, Night. And I'm not focusing on this one, but I did use it a few times. That one ended at 52.7 grams, meaning I used 1.8 grams of this. Oscar Blondie. Okay, so I have used this one. Again, I decided to not mark it because it's not a good indicator, but I used 0.7 grams of this dry shampoo. My Nexus dry shampoo. I actually should use this one today. It's almost empty. I thought I would finish this in the month of March, but that just didn't happen. I will hopefully use it in the month of April. I ended at 67.5, meaning I used 23.1 grams of this. Bath & Body Works Vanilla Brown Sugar. No, warm vanilla sugar. I used 5 grams of this. That's it. My Inner Angel. I told you in the last video that I probably wouldn't get much use out of it because I feel like this is for the much colder weather. And I was right. I didn't use any of it. 0 grams. I think I'm actually going to put this into my stock of items and just not use it until it gets cold again. This one is the Amber Lotion from Bath & Body Works, and I didn't weigh it because I was making marks on the side, but then this last month I decided to weigh it. So when I weighed it at the end of the month, it was 140.4 grams, but these dots are indicators of how much I've used. So let's see, at the end of March, I was to here. Right there, there's about an inch of lotion that I used. So I felt like that was really good progress, and I've been really making an effort to wear that one. Okay, now this Victoria's Secret Bali Coconut Balm Lotion. I also just weighed this one for the first time at the end of the month, and it was 141.3 grams. You are able to see the progress. There's a little bit over a centimeter of use there between those last 2 dots. That's how much I actually used of it. So not bad. There's only like that much left in it. And with the warmer weather coming up, I think that I'll be able to get through that. Now this Tresemme, I really thought that I was gonna use the rest of this. I thought I would go through it. I used it today. There's still liquid in here, but it's kind of like spurting out sporadically. I don't have a backup of this one. So I probably will need to repurchase that, but I'm trying to get to the very bottom of this. I used 23.3 grams of the Tresemme. Next is this native deodorant that I thought I would use more of, but when I wear white, I notice that this one is leaving yellow stains on my clothes. So I have started using the Secret deodorant in place of it. But this native deodorant, I got 16.2 grams out of it. I think it's pretty crazy. That seems like a lot. It really seems like a lot to me, but that's what the scale says. It ended at 74.3. I wasn't very diligent about using this coconut deodorant powder from Lush either. I really thought I would get more use out of it. I only got 0.2 grams of use out of it, ending at 50.9. Now, the Secret deodorant that I started using was this aluminum-free coconut. It's feeling pretty light. I didn't weigh it before because I was not planning on using it, but I did start incorporating it. So I don't know how much I actually used, but next month I'll be able to give you an update on that. Now, my Secret aluminum-free dry spray coconut deodorant. I got down to 127.7 grams, which means I used 4.5 grams of this. Still not a fan of it, but I am using it. Like if I take a shower at night, then I go ahead and spray it on. Sometimes I'll spray it on in the day, just trying to use it up. Don't have great things to say about that. I don't use hairspray too often. I got 0.1 grams out of this little baby one. So not very much use. This one, I must have not weighed it. I don't see a weight here, just an ending weight, which was 261.9. So I don't know how much of this I actually used, but I do have it mixed in with all the products that I'm trying to use. Now, for eye makeup remover, since I don't have any of the micellar water, I'm using I believe it is a Garnier eye makeup remover that has now been discontinued, and I had it in this little Nalgene. Unfortunately, right before I filmed this video, I thought this was my hand lotion, and I put it in my hands and I rubbed it all over, and I'm thinking, how come it doesn't smell and it feels a little different from my lotion? And then I realized it was the wrong one. I have two bottles that look the same. One of them has a blue tint. This is my Hemp's lotion. This is my eye makeup remover, so I accidentally used eye makeup remover on my hands today. So that used a little bit of it, but I did actually use 16 grams. It ended at 31.1 grams, meaning I used 16 grams of this eye makeup remover. Oopsie, I made quite a few mistakes this month. Next, I have this L'Oreal Everpure Clarify and Restore shampoo, which I don't use all the time, but maybe like once every week and a half or so. And that one ended at 185.8, meaning I used 26.6 grams. It still feels like there's quite a bit in there, so that's gonna last me a while. Now, I'm forcing myself to go through this Suave Ultra Sleek conditioner. I ended at 233.9 grams, which means I used 80 grams of this. I think I'm right around the halfway mark with it. I'm gonna keep using it, but I will put it out there. It's not my favorite. Crystal Rock deodorant. This little Crystal Rock. I swear when you use it, you feel like you're not making any progress. And the little rock has broken off of the bottom here, so I just hold it like this. This little Crystal Rock, I ended at 49.3 grams, so I used 0.4 grams of this. I tried to not use my CeraVe face wash, and I don't think I ever weighed it from the beginning. I'm still working through that, so I'm just gonna say when it's empty, it's empty. I'm not weighing it because I have it in a few different containers. My Rosehip Sea Buckthorn Moisturizing Facial Oil. I thought that I got through it because I finished this bottle here, but I actually have this much left in here. So that one is still a work in progress. I like it. I like wearing it at night. It smells really good. It feels good on my skin. I haven't had any issues with it. Looks like I only weighed it just at the end of the month, so I don't have any updates other than that's all I have left. Now I have this tretinoin cream. There's that much left in it. I never got an original weight on it. I think I was just gonna visualize it and say that's how much is left in the tube. There's still several uses left in this, and right now it's at 12.1 grams. Unfortunately, this mud mask, this Dirty Detox but mud mask by Bare Minerals, only got one use. That's how much is left in there. That one is at 193.6 grams. I don't have a weight on it because I was only marking the number of uses and I only used it one time. I also didn't get much use out of this one, and I just weighed it for the first time. It's at 83.4, so I don't know what I started out at on that one. Now, Simple Micellar Water, I also did not weigh this one, and I put little marks, so the lowest mark is where I was. On the last one, you can see the distance between the two. That's how much I used in the month. Currently in the process of using this Burt's Bees toothpaste here. Oh, I have another story for you guys. Oh my gosh. Burt's Bees Enamel Care toothpaste. I'm working through this one and I'm sure I have more of those. Now this Advanced Care by Estee Lauder, I thought that I would have it all done by the end of the month, and I didn't. I think I'm just not very, I don't think to use them, and I don't know, or it just kept on going and going and going. So this one, actually I did just finish it, but it doesn't count for this last month, so shh, we're not counting that one. Also, another one that I did not weigh or mark was this Ordinary AHA BHA, and yes, I do still have this one in a decant, and then I have the actual bottle here. So I don't know if I even used this in the month of March. I need to get better at using that, and also the tretinoin. Now, I told you before that I am mixing the Peach Bellini hand sanitizer from Bath & Body Works with regular hand sanitizer that's unscented into this bottle. And so this is just a mixture of the two because I don't like how scented those Bath & Body Works hand sanitizers are. So that's how much I have in there. There's no weight. I'm not gonna weigh it, not doing any of that. This is what I have left in there, and then I will dip into my stash, which I will show you later. Let's see, Hemp's Travel Lotion. Okay, so this is the one that I thought I was putting on my hands before I started this video. There's still some in there. I don't think you're really able to see that, but there is a little bit inside the container, and it's just like a really fresh, springy type of a scent, and so I feel like I can't wear it if I'm wearing a fragrance that doesn't work well with it. So I try to use it at night or when I don't feel like I'm going to be around anyone that will notice the clash in scent, but it's almost gone. We're getting really, really close. And then somehow, I didn't weigh this one either. This is a little sample of Sticky Dates from Lush. And for some reason, I did not get through this. I don't know how. I need to be better about it, and I will. Next up, I have a couple of rosemary hair oils. This one has a mark. I don't think I even used it. I'm trying to use the light one. Why does it only have 2 dots? Anyhow, at the end of the month, I will mark it with another dot. I do keep some in a little decanted dropper bottle. I took it out after marking this one, so I don't actually use this bottle. I use the decanted bottle. For my Frenchy Cashmere Vanilla Oil, you can see the dots there. The distance between the bottom 2 dots is how much I used last month, and I'm just mixing it into my body lotion. I don't apply this separately. I just mix it in. That way it makes my lotion a little bit more oily, and it smells really good. This is the Thayer's toner, and I have not used a whole lot of it in the past, but I'm starting to, and I have a reason for it, and I will tell you why coming up here shortly. EO hand sanitizer. I am not tracking this one, but when it's gone, it's gone. How much is in here? It's about halfway. It's about halfway. When I put it this way, it's just underneath the half mark, and this one is to here. So I have some spray hand sanitizer left, and I'm still trying to work through that. Now, where I did make some really good progress was this Dr. Teal's Coconut Oil Foaming Bath. So I started here, I don't know if you're able to see that, and I ended here, so I made progress there. and I've been using it a lot lately. So this one is not gonna last me a whole lot longer. I'm actually using that one. I've also been really focused on using these hair oils now that I'm done with the other ones. This one is actually a beard oil and this is an argan oil, and I combined the two into this little container. So this is what I'm using on my hair. I don't have any weights on them, but I probably should, since those are going to be what I'm focusing on. And then with my other lotion here, I just have it to here. I'm trying to not use this one as much as possible. I have Carousel. This is a foot ointment, and I'm not using that. I don't think I used it at all, but that's what I have left. So when it's done, it's done. I don't have any weights or measurements on that one whatsoever. Next, I want to go into some of the makeup products that I have that I am trying to get through. This Bare Minerals in here that I am trying to use like as an eyeshadow. I have this Estee Lauder that I'm using just like on the inner corner. Haven't hit pan on that one yet, but I do have some progress. This one here is a Maybelline. Kind of like a little shimmer, and I'm just putting that on the lid of my eye. Still not hitting pan on that one. Making some good progress on these two shadows that are left. I think it was Lara Loves Mascara mentioned something about like the old school eyeshadows, and this is what she was referring to, the ones that came with the little brush. I had to laugh about that. I also have this e.l.f. eyeshadow primer that I've been using, and it's almost gone. I took the little stopper out and I'm just using that. We'll see how long that one lasts. I'm not going to open this one because it's all crumbled, but this is the Sephora that I use for my eyebrows. Haven't made a lot of progress on that, and I don't expect to. This is the Kat Von D tattoo liner, and I thought that I would be done with this one by now because it did kind of stop working on me, but I let it sit for a while, and this thing is still going. That's what I have on today. This one is a clear brow gel by Anastasia, and it's coming out clean, but when I take the stopper out, there's still product in there, and either way I'm using it as a little just a brush for my eyebrows. And I should probably take the stopper out completely and see what happens, but I'm considering this one still a work in progress. I also have this under eye concealer, not concealer, but this powder that I use with my under eye. That one's going to take forever to use. This Therabody, what is this, eye serum. I use this one at night. A few other products. I have this Revlon lip that I am using for blush. I think I've made progress on this one, and I might have it down in my book. You can see the two marks that I have there for the difference. Still using this Dior Forever Glow, and you can see that there is windowing, but there's still so much product in here. I think it's going to take forever to get through that. This is my new Age Rewind under eye concealer that I've been using. I haven't really used a whole lot of it. That dot was, I think, where I started the month. It's getting kind of hard to keep track of these. The shimmery stuff. This stuff, you guys, this is gonna last forever. I never realized how long makeup actually lasts. I used literally 0.1 gram of this L'Oreal Shimmerista, and there's so much left in here. I'm gonna be using this for ages. This one too, I thought I would be done with it. This is the Estee Lauder lip gloss, and you can see just how much is still left in there. I'm pretty close, but I don't use lip glosses a lot. Okay, now for the lipsticks that I was using. I have my little notebook here. This is my NYX Tea Rose. That's this one here, the NYX Tea Rose. There's that much left in it. And I made my little marks. So you can see the purple one where it says March 31st, or it says March 31st. That's the difference. It's hardly anything. For my lip liner that I'm using with it, that's the MAC Burgundy. That's this one right here. That one there, it did break on me a few times, as did the Charlotte Tilbury, but you can see how much progress I made based on these marks here at the end of March. I used quite a bit of that one. These guys are itty bitty. Look how little these have gotten. These are my Charlotte Tilbury. So this is Pillow Talk in medium, the lip liner and the lipstick. The lipstick has this much left, and you can see here how much I used in a month. Now for the liner, this one broke on me a couple of times, but look at that progress. Then for the last product that I am still going through, I can't remember when I started using this. I want to say it was January. This is the Prosa mascara that I got from Mexico when I was there in January. And there's still so much product in here. I have it on my eyelashes right now. I've gone more than the 5 weeks that I normally do with my L'Oreal, but I don't know, this stuff is just lasting forever. My eyes are not irritated. It is getting a little bit more difficult to actually apply it to my eyelashes, but with a little bit more work, then I'm able to get it out. But when I open it, can you see how much is still left on the end of that brush? And that's usually a good indicator that there's still product in there. I always just wipe it off. And then one thing I don't do is, I'm not one of those people that will do this with the mascara. I just put it in, I kind of swirl it around, pull it out, wipe the tip, and then I apply. So that's that one. It's going strong. We'll figure out how long it actually took me to use this one up. Okay, now I want to take you to the products that I still have, my stash that I still have left. This is kind of an overview of everything that I have. That's everything. Those are the products that I still have to go through. Everything. There's all kinds of products in here. After I finished recording that last one, I realized I forgot a couple of things. I realized it when I was cleaning everything up. So I did start using this rosemary mint shampoo periodically. I haven't used a whole lot of it. I think I need to weigh it because I'm not sure that I have the actual weight. And then I also started using this rosemary mask, this rosemary mint hair mask. I actually used it today, and it's not something I want to use often, but just periodically. So I think I need to weigh this one as well because I don't think I have a weight on that one. And then I had mentioned this Estee Lauder Perfectly Clean Multi-Action Cream Cleanser Moisture Mask. This says it's ideal for dry skin, but you know what? When I bought it originally, I did not notice that. I thought it was the same as this other Estee Lauder product that I have, and I was wrong. So when I started using it, I thought, why is it so thin? It doesn't have like a little bit of grit like the one that I used up. Well, it's not the same. This one is meant for dry skin, which I don't really have. And so I've been using the toner, I've been using the micellar water to take off my makeup before I wash my face with this, because honestly, this is not taking off my makeup. So I have to use the micellar water, then wash my face, and then afterwards I'm using the toner because I'm feeling like this kind of feels oily on my skin. It feels it's moisturizing. It's a moisturizing face wash. Not loving it. I am not loving it. So that is everything that I used, bought, finished for the month of March 2026. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and if you have any suggestions on anything I can do to improve, please leave me comments down below. If you have any comments on the products that I used, please leave that down below as well. Thanks for your time. Have a great day.